Michael, if you had to start over, build your OpenClaw agent from scratch, how would you do it?
Right, I think that's a really good question because I think a lot of people, you guys are, experimenting with OpenClaw, maybe encountering some problems. Sometimes you're giving up, but this channel we don't give up. Okay, we continue down because we know that OpenClaw, once you tune it to a particular set of features that you want, like say for example, OpenClaw building a presentation for me. I think that's the most successful use case I have for it, where it has a daily presentation for me. I'll just show you guys this very quickly. It's just like it builds this every day for me in the morning, so I can use it on YouTube. And yeah, it actually useful, not slop.
Yeah.
So producing non-stop, helping me save hours of my life. How would I start this again?
Yes.
Right, and I think what we'll do in this video is we'll take you through my modern setup process. We'll set up Rocket from scratch, and I'll show you guys a little bit about what I find are useful.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, I'll just do the install whilst we're talking here. But you made a very big mistake. I'll let you cover the next bit of this conversation. But you made a very big mistake when you started, which is what?
Which is giving it my whole life story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's tempting, right? Because a lot of the OpenClaw guides were like, oh, why don't you talk about how to use it?
Yeah.
But what was wrong with that approach?
You give it a lot of context. A lot of unnecessary information to carry out tasks that you really need executed. And what ends up happening, and I noticed this, is it would fill up my soul file, and it doesn't know where to store proper information in its memory files as well. Yeah.
So it's almost like, I think, yet again, I think the way that we taught people on the channel was the right way, which is to deploy Zebra servers. So we actually have a lot of these Zebra servers up and running, and they're very disposable.
Yeah.
So if something goes wrong, I can just hard reset and I can say, hey, delete this, reinstall OS, and just clear everything up. So this is something that's actually very powerful that I can do on Zebra. And just give yourself a clean start, because what problem I think you ran into, and you complained to me a lot because we talked about this extensively, not on this channel, but I think we're going to do more on this channel, was that you're like, oh, how come you got your guy working and my guy just sucks? He's a moron. Right? He's trying to give me a daily report. He can barely just type to me, let alone make a presentation.
Yeah, the more he knows, the dumber he gets.
Right? So he got into the dumb zone very quickly. We'll talk about the dumb zone very quickly, but it's very, very prevalent with AI that they can enter a dumb zone, which is why they start feeling stupid. Because they are. Okay, they've entered a dumb zone, their context is full. You might not always be managing that context, and if you're not managing context, then that's something you should learn. And we have a few videos on that on that as well. But without getting too much details, the way that we taught people how to run OpenClaw, I think, is still the best way, where we run this on a VPS. So these are servers that are online 24/7, so they can monitor you. They're also very cheap. We actually literally found the cheapest servers. Like literally, we're not shilling you guys like like the cheapest server you can have on here. Literally is what not this one. This is the button here. Price going yeah, it's more expensive now.
They upped it now?
They upped it.
2 gigabytes, $6.
No way.
We got it for a steal. Maybe it was Chinese New Year?
Oh, no. Here. No.
Okay.
Okay. We clicked the wrong button here. But, okay, so we got them for literally $2. And I will still stick with this. Even if I'm starting again on my OpenClaw from scratch, I'll still stick with these servers. The reason why is because it's dirt cheap. Okay, we're not making any money off this. I don't think Zebra's making that much money on this, but it's dirt cheap and it's very easy to restart, and you don't have to give it all sectors of your life. Yeah. Right? Because I think that's the number one mistake a lot of people start doing when they're running OpenClaw is that they tell it everything about their lives. Yeah. Then they put it on their Mac Mini, and then on the Mac Mini they have all your reminders, all your calendars, all your emails. It fills up with everything, which in the ideal world would be good. But because it fills up with so much context, it starts doing stuff for you that you didn't ask for. Yeah. Right? And I think that's the number one mistake in use, where you're not giving it a sandbox environment. I will consider this a sandbox environment, all right? It's got its own server, cool. It's a $2 server, who the hell cares if it goes wrong, right? And then I slowly start giving it information, but I don't give it too much too fast, right? And I don't overload the soul file. So whilst we're uploading the playing with the bot here, something that you'll see, and we'll connect to Rocket here, is that once you set up OpenClaw, it has a very clear SOL file. Let me go and this is something to show hidden files, and we just should make sure that he ran correctly. I understand this by default. Quick start. Skip for now. I'm skipping all. I'm skipping this for now. Skip for now. Okay. No. So I will still do this. I'll still go through this, and I would also still learn how to install it on your own computer. I think this is, yet again, I spent around maybe 2 or 3 days trying to learn all the commands for this. Yet again, I made a video for that, right? But one of the reasons why this is super, super powerful is that you kind of know how it works. And when it doesn't perform, you don't give up. Right, I feel a lot of people, they give up. They're like, oh yeah, I want to make it improve my daily scheduling, save me a few hours here and there, and then they gave up because it started messaging their girlfriend. It started doing things that it shouldn't be doing, right? And then you have to just pull the plug, and it doesn't work. So what really worked very well for me was creating this, running this on a server, giving it very limited information about my life, but I started giving it very mission critical tasks. Well, not mission critical tasks. I would say like tasks that will help me improve my day, which is like very specific. Like, oh, make a presentation for me, and I have very specific requirements on how it should do research, how it should search X, how it should continue to do research. So it has a good loop, and then when it comes back with that information, it's actually relevant. I don't feel it's slop. Okay. So the thing I wanted to show you here, yet again, we have a full video. I know. Maybe recently I'm starting to refer back to my old videos a bit, but just to show you guys what's happening here is that you want to go into the directory of OpenClaw, and then there's files here, right? So say you have SOL, you have agents, you have identity. A lot of people are very tempted when they start up to really fill their SOL. I think that was your problem, right? So you started. We'll open that with Notepad. And it has some good default settings here. It's like, about giving vibe, giving stuff. And then you start filling the SOL up with tasks to do. And then it started getting stupider because it was remembering everything. Right? So you start to realize the limitation here. So I think even now, I will have an even more lightweight SOL. And I think your SOL that you set up there was very, very good. Let me just show you guys Jeff here. But Jeff's SOL right now that's it. That's all his SOL.
That's it.
That's it's got 6 lines.
If he opened up with that's it, that's when you know it's short.
It's short. Right, and when he opens up, you're absolutely right. You know you're wrong. So after working with AI for such a long time, we realized, okay, having a very condensed mission for your OpenClaw makes a lot of sense, and instill that into the SOL. Right. So instead of saying, "Oh, here's a bunch of things, I don't know what you're doing," okay, like for me, I'm like, just make a good goddamn presentation, right? Like just configure for that, right? And I think that was the line that I actually stuck out to me. It's like it's not about the skills you put with your bot, but rather the intent. Very clear intent for your bot will make very, very much better results because it knows exactly what you want. And then it can optimize itself for it. So yet again, I don't think you have to go so hardcore. This is me showing you guys like editing these files. But the SOL is one of the most important files that you want to get access to, and don't fill that up, right? That's
what about the other files? Would you touch them again if you were to start over, or no need?
I would actually say not. Like, I think like one of my, I experimented with this. I said one of my bots had a quirky personality like Jeff Goldblum, and it was fun working with that sort of personality for a while. But I realized, I don't want to talk to Jeff Goldblum every time I want to do programming, right? Like it's like, I just right. I didn't need it to have that sort of personality. I felt it was just a clean, direct personality was the best. And yet again, just like, I don't need this. Like yet again, I'll just delete all the like I would tell him to delete all these lines. Like you are a super efficient orchestrator for my tasks. Be efficient. Be efficient. Tell me exactly what went well and what didn't go well. I think this is quite important as well because like a lot of times the bots try to hide us dishonestly, like, oh, what, I did this, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, and there was a case where I told him to check out YouTube videos, and it couldn't access the views, but it just made it up.
Yeah, the numbers.
It just made up the numbers, and I was like, you know what? Like, that's if in the identity, I would say, make it very explicit. If it didn't go well, tell me what's up. All right, I think that would give you much better results relative to what you have at the start. I think this video is already running very long, so I think those are the two kind of key points I will have. One is very condensed SOL, and that worked very well regardless of what model you're using. Minimax, Opus, it doesn't really matter. SOL and your identity are one of your most important considerations you really make here. Guys, we're also a very new channel, so we're only making YouTube videos on this channel for the last month, but you guys have given us really, really good feedback. I want to say thank you guys for we endlessly produce videos, all right? So this is like our key. We grow out together as a community. Sometimes I don't know what level we want to put our videos at, but leave some feedback. We actually read all the community feedback ourselves, and we get our boss to read it. So it's like a double check there. But anyways, guys, leave some comments on what you want. And if this is the level, like, yet again, we kind of do these videos just kind of guessing what our community wants and what you guys want. But if there's something specific you guys want us to talk about, like say for the Discord setup, you guys were requesting that feature, or Telegram or WhatsApp, whatever you guys find useful, make sure that's important. I really don't think like setting up where you chat with your bot is important, but rather how you set it up will lead you to amazing results. So let's finish with that video here. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.